Welcome back, Dark Souls, to another episode of Gore Stories. Tonight's episode is not just another chilling tale. What you're about to hear is a true account and interview with someone who has walked into the deepest, darkest corners of the dark web and lived to tell the tale. Redrooms. You've all heard the rumors. Live stream torture. Paid for by sick minds hiding behind encrypted wallets. People always ask, do they really exist? Well, tonight we'll get our answer. Right here. With a survivor who escaped. Barely. I must warn you, what you're about to hear is graphic, disturbing, and not for the faint of heart. This is real. This is raw. This is their story. Let's begin. Alright, listeners, we have our guest here today. For their safety, their name has been changed, and their voice altered. We'll call them Alex. Alex, first, I just want to thank you for being here. It's not easy to talk about something so horrific. How are you feeling coming on this show to share your story?
It's surreal, to be honest. Sometimes I still wake up in a cold sweat, thinking I'm still there. But people need to know. People need to understand how real these red rooms are. This isn't just some creepypasta or urban legend. It's hell, and I lived through it.
Let's start from the beginning. How did you find yourself in this situation? Were you searching for something on the dark web, or did it find you?
I never intended to find it. I was just curious. You know, like a lot of people, I'd heard the stories, read about the dark web, and thought I could just dip my toes in, see what it was all about. I wasn't looking for anything illegal, just wanted to browse, but I kept finding myself drawn to the darkest corners, places where you feel eyes on you even though you're alone. It started with a simple chat room, nothing too strange, people discussing underground markets, illegal things you hear about. But then someone posted a link, just a cryptic message, do you want to see what real fear looks like? And I clicked. God, I still wish I hadn't.
So you clicked the link. What happened next?
The screen went black for a moment. Then, a video feed loaded, but the quality was grainy. It looked like a live stream. There was a countdown in the corner. When it hit 0, the screen lit up, and I could see this room. It looked like a warehouse. The lighting was dim, but I could see a chair in the center of the room, and someone was tied to it. There were people in the chat, too. Hundreds, maybe thousands, all bidding. There were no usernames, just numbers, and they were throwing ridiculous amounts of cryptocurrency into the chat. The feed switched to another angle, and there he was, this man, hooded, masked. He stood in front of the camera, holding a knife like it was a show.
What were you thinking at that moment? Were you scared? Did you try to leave?
I was frozen. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Part of me thought it was fake, that it was some kind of sick joke or movie set. But then, the scream started. The person in the chair, they started pleading, begging for their life. And the masked man, he just tilted his head, like he was listening, savoring it. He moved slowly, deliberately, and then he started cutting. Not fast. He took his time, like he wanted every viewer to feel every slice. That's when I realized this was real. This wasn't some horror movie. I could feel the panic rising in my throat, but I couldn't look away. It was like my body was glued to the screen. I tried to exit the browser, close the tab, but nothing worked. It was like they had control of my system.
So you couldn't escape the stream. What did you do?
No, I couldn't leave. The feed kept going, and the torture just got worse. The masked man was meticulous, like he was some kind of artist, and the crowd in the chat, they loved it. They were egging him on, paying more, requesting different methods of torment. I've never seen anything like it. Then, after what felt like hours, the masked man stopped. He looked straight at the camera, at me, and I swear to you, Roman, it was like he could see me. He leaned in, close to the lens, and typed something into the chat. A message popped up on my screen. Your turn.
Wait, what do you mean? He targeted you?
Yeah. The next thing I know, my webcam flickered on. I could see myself in the corner of the screen. They had hacked into my system. They were watching me. The masked man stood back, like he was waiting. The chat went wild. People were typing messages, asking if I was going to join the game. The sick part is, they wanted me to participate. I lost it. I started ripping cables out of my computer, shutting everything down, but the damage was done. After that day, I was constantly paranoid. I felt like they were watching me wherever I went. I started getting strange packages at my door, photos of me, taken when I was sleeping.
Jesus, Alex, that's terrifying. Did you go to the police? Did anyone help you?
I went to the police, but they didn't believe me. They thought I was making it up or I had watched some horror movie. They didn't understand what the dark web is capable of. They don't know how deep it goes. After a while, I just stopped talking about it. I moved, changed my name, disconnected from everything, but I'm still haunted by it. I know they're still out there, watching, waiting.
Alex, thank you for sharing your story with us. I can't imagine the courage it took to come forward. I hope your experience serves as a warning to anyone thinking of dabbling in the dark web. It's not a playground. It's a nightmare. That's all for tonight, listeners. What Alex went through is a reminder that not all monsters live in the shadows. Some of them hide behind screens, behind anonymity. But make no mistake, they're real. Next time, we'll dive even deeper. We'll be talking to an ex-hacker who infiltrated some of the darkest corners of the deep web. He's got stories that will chill your blood. Until then, stay safe. And remember, some places on the internet should never be explored. Good night, dark souls.